Dear students, now in this lesson we are going to look at a Gantt chart. So we are going to find out exactly what a Gantt chart is, what are the importance of us making sure that you have a Gantt chart when you run a project. Now let me start off by saying that in most of the companies that works with different projects, they always have to make sure that they have a Gantt chart to work with. Now I wouldn't only want to limit it to companies, that can also be used by an individual. Now let's try to find out exactly what a Gantt chart is. Now a Gantt chart is a visual tool that describes a life cycle of the project. In other words, a Gantt chart mainly just illustrates a project schedule. For instance, when to start the project and when to end it. What is the duration of that particular project? What are the activities involved in that project? Who is going to do what in terms of activities? So it all depends at what type of project that you are working with. It also states that a Gantt chart is a table that illustrates the cost of the project and all the elements involved. Now the elements are what I've just told you about. For instance, that can be date, can be time, it can be activities, all depending on what type of project that you are working with. It says each activity is represented by a bar. Now the position and the length of the bar reflects the start date, the duration, and the end date of the activity. Now let's try to have a look at the bar. Now this is the bar that is mainly represented inside a Gantt chart. Now the position and the length of this bar reflects the start date, which can possibly be here, and the end date, which can possibly be here, and this will be your duration. Now remember, it doesn't matter, it can be your start time and your end time. It also says that it has made so many people's lives much more easier because it's very much easier to read and to understand, and it also gives you a quick synopsis of where you are and what is left in order for you to complete a project. So it simply just says that it has made lives, countless lives of project managers, scheduling managers, team leaders, and many others' lives so much simpler and easier. Now let's try to look at the sticky notes. Now back then, or even currently, there are still people that make use of sticky notes. What they basically do, they write down what they need to do, they put down the dates and the activities that they want to do on that particular day. Now, making use of sticky notes, this can be your sticky note can possibly be missing and you might not even know where it is, right? And the other thing is that you might even misplace your sticky note, and as well it can cluster your office. Look at how it has clustered all this. Now that's why they introduced a Gantt chart, or that's why a Gantt chart is even much more easier for you to make use of. You mainly have your time here and you have your tasks right there, and you have the starting time and the end time and your duration right there. There's another example of a Gantt chart. It shows all the tasks right here. This can also be activities, and it shows the dates here, and this is the bar that we have spoken about that represent the starting date, the end date, as well as the duration right here. So just by looking at this, I'm able to tell you that the longest task to do here is planning and implementation, because I'm looking at the length of the bar. And I'm probably also able to tell you quickly that the task also that takes little time is follow-up, just by looking at this bar right here. Alright, so in a nutshell, a Gantt chart is a visual tool which makes it easy for everyone involved in the project to know things like, number one, the start and end date of various tasks, activities, either events or the whole entire project. Number two, the various stages of the project from planning to completion. So just by looking at the Gantt chart, you are able to see all this. Number three, the duration of each stage, the task, the events, and etc. etc. The activities which overlap. Now I hope you understand the overlap. I'm going to show an example, and then the people or the team assigned to each task. So this all depends on what type of project you are working with, and if you want to put the team assigned in terms of you naming them out in the Gantt chart. So it all depends on how you want to design your Gantt chart as well. And it also involves keeping track of the actual progress, so you're able to see where you are currently and how far it is in order for you to complete the project. So I want to explain to you the activities which overlaps. Okay, Now coming back here at our example of the Gantt chart. Now looking at these activities here, or the task names, you realize that there are certain tasks that are overlapping, like planning and research are overlapping, and research and design are overlapping, and because they run concurrently, as planning is running, research is also running. So that's what we meant by overlapping. Okay, so having that said, let's continue. Now, this says that a Gantt chart are useful in almost any industry. It can be used in the construction industry, consulting agencies, marketing teams, manufacturing, human resources, software development, and event planning. Now, advantages of the Gantt chart is that with Gantt charts, planning and scheduling complex project becomes even much more easier and very faster. It visualizes your whole entire project. You're able to visualize your whole entire project, where you are, and what is left in order for you to complete the project, and so on. It also see how tasks are connected in terms of overlapping, what I've just explained. It keeps everyone on the same page and knows who's busy and who isn't busy. Now, using a Gantt chart software, there are many different kinds of softwares that you can use to create your Gantt chart. Now, you can make use of an old-fashioned spreadsheet like Excel. You can make use of Excel in order for you to create your Gantt chart. But if you are having a MacBook, you can also make use of numbers. If you collaborate with a team, you can also make use of a web-based tool like Google Sheets in order for you to create your Gantt chart, or you can use a software called Gantt Pro, or either a project manager software that is also used to create Gantt charts. That's the end of the slides. Now in the next video, I am just going to show you how to create a Gantt chart. Gantt chart. Alright, so I will be recording a next video that will show you how to create a Gantt chart. Thank you.